Today I'm going to show you a great little couples camper that's very, very comparable to the 195 RB that Jayco already has out. However, they took some of those issues and fixed it with this little guy here. First off, we got a tongue weight of 304 pounds, so just over 300 pounds here, and it comes with a 20-pound propane tank. It does come with one battery. It is a marine battery, no shut-off switch, so cut-off switch. So that's something you may have to install later on if you do it, or even upgrade to the Battleborn. However, okay, so also real quick while we're at the front here, they did make it wider than the 195. It is 8 foot wide. So that is a pro and a con. The awesome part is it gives you a lot more space inside. However, it does make it wider than a lot of your tow trucks. So you might want to consider getting a backup camera or something, which I'll show you in the back we have installed. All right, so that's pretty much, overall weighting. Unloaded, it is about 3,300 pounds, and fully loaded, it would be about 4,500 pounds. So again, they fixed that issue with the 995, or the 195, excuse me, where they've actually added a little bit more weight and made it wider, where the 195 was a little bit lightweight and was swaying all over the place out in the back. So again, this whole model is very comparable to the 195, so if you like that model, this guy might be your priority. Let's go on over to the side though and take a look at some more of the details before we get inside. Come on over. All right, and as we move to the side here, our first feature is our cargo capacity. This is going to be the only exterior cargo capacity in this entire unit. It is fairly large. And I will have to caveat here that we have been in this already for a week now, so we have all of our storage in here that needs majorly organized, but it is what it is. And basically we found that it's not an issue having just the one exterior so far. All right, so moving on. This is a 12-foot awning. It does extend out like your normal awning, nothing really big and fancy about it. It does have a LED light strip underneath here. It is a bright white light, no colors, no blues, reds, whatever it is, just a standard bright white lighting. Moving on down, we have our exterior leopard steps. These are the ones that fold up inside your unit. We have found an issue with the doors shutting every now and then. It's been a common problem with these kind of steps. It's just a little tweaking here and there, and also leveling issues sometimes. But yeah, as far as it goes with safety and everything, I love these steps. It gives you a lot of room to walk on it. Also, the handle here has been great to be able to grab a hold both in and out of the camper. The other thing too I'm going to note real quick on this is that with the exterior door, it does not have a screen or a blackout curtain or anything inside here. So that is something you will want to purchase or upgrade with your camper. It does, however, have the standard hooks inside of it, so you can actually buy a curtain for it, or the shade, the blackout shades, whatever they're called, in there that you can just clip on and install it. That will be a purchase we will be making soon, because that was a lot of light coming in overnight. Also, I'm going to real quick show you these little features here. This is the 175 FQ. I don't believe I've mentioned that yet. So yes, this is the 2025 Jayco JayFlight 175 FQ. What a mouthful. All right, the other thing to note too is that they've gone digital with a lot of stuff, which has been pretty common over the last few years and everything. So a lot of your manuals, your information, all of the specs, all of that fun training stuff is actually here with your barcode. Or QV code, sorry, not a barcode, QV code. All right, also your tires are 10-ply, 15-inch tires. Again, we did not get the Baja package or anything like this. This is how high it is you're gonna see here. Your overall height is 10'6" with the air conditioner. So you've got lots of space on that. Yeah, it should fit under most standard bridges. Yet to be determined. Okay, over here is your cooking section. So you have your exterior outlet. Also, you've got Bluetooth speakers. Please note, learning lesson, when you hook up to your Bluetooth and you're playing music that probably isn't appropriate for children, you may want to turn that down first, because when you hook up to Bluetooth, both your interior and exterior speakers start playing, no matter what. Don't do that. Just don't do it. All right, anyway, moving on. We have our low point drain, pretty standard, nothing fancy there. You have your cooker hookup, quick connect right down here. So again, you can actually hook up propane, have a kitchen out here. They do have attachments where you can actually get a grill that swings around like a little table. Eventually we will actually get one of those so we can actually quick connect instead of putting out the foldy table and having to cook that way. All right, The other thing that I will mention too real quick is the drain spouts that automatically come on it on the side of your camper. So none of this running off of your awning. So that has been pretty handy, unless you are over here trying to get into your fancy cargo bay and looks right above you. You get drenched. Just note that. Not a problem, just be prepared to get wet. All right, so now that pretty much finishes up the front side here. Let's go ahead and go on the back and we'll talk about the back here. Okay, now we're at the back, and again, it's pretty standard. Again, I will mention that it is 8 foot wide, so it is wider than the other 195 model that they have out. The other thing too is they have pretty much gone away with having ladders pre-installed, almost all their units. We are going to get a little fully collapsible, I don't know what you call them, telescoping ladders to eventually add on there. So that's something in our future as well. This is a great feature. You have the exterior tire or a spare tire already with this thing. You don't have to haul it around or it's up under and getting stuck underneath while you're trying to tow it through off-roading ventures. Camera. It is pre-wired for a backup camera. This has been pretty darn useful for us because again, our tow vehicle is smaller than the width of this vehicle or the width of this 175. Definitely really recommend that. Get the purchase to do that. Your stinky slinky storage is down here, pretty standard. However, if you have one of the rhinos, which 90% of the population out there does, it will not fit, your attachments will not fit inside there. So I'm not sure what we're going to use this storage for, but we'll find something. Okay, that pretty much is the back. Okay, so now we're on the back side or the other side of the camper here. And basically, you're going to find a lot of your basic utilities. A couple of things to note is that it does not have an outside shower. So for those of you who like that, you either have to install it yourself or just deal with what you got inside. All right, so anyway, moving on. We have our water tank fill up here. Again, another low drain point. Emergency window. Does not slide, just pops out. The bubblers, levelers. This unit did not come with any leveling capability, so we have added these quick little leveler bubble levelers to help make it happy camping. This will be your furnace. We have bought the little attachment screen buggies because we live in a place that loves insects. Charging point, the most important power. This unit also comes with a tankless water heater. Pretty useful, however, unless you're boondocking, where it takes a little bit longer to run your water out of your fresh water tank to make that water hot and happy for your shower, you'll be losing a lot of your water. So pluses and minuses with the tankless water heater. Your city water connect, your TV antenna, then your black and gray tanks. Now let's talk about the black and gray tanks and the freshwater tank. The freshwater tank is actually stored up front on the driver's side nightstand is where your freshwater tank. It is a 20 gallon. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, that is a 30 gallon. Your black and gray tanks are 20 gallons and 20 gallons. Pretty straightforward on that. Connections are pretty quick and easy to use. Oh, vent for your range or your cooking, because there's no range. Okay, so let's go ahead and get inside this thing, what you guys really want to see. All right, as we move inside here, we're going to talk about our screen door real quick. This is what I was talking about with the window, where you can actually have connections up there that you can actually click in and get your covering on. That we'll definitely be doing. Also, we have did the upgrade and we actually purchased this mesh screen metal hard lippert screen protector. We have a dog. It's going to be an issue. She's going to find her way out, is what it is. So definitely quick. It's a quick clip in kind of thing. So it's actually really easy to install. Also, as we go over here, you do have a window here, and it does actually slide up here. So it is a breeze through. You can actually have a breeze through your two passenger windows. I'm not in a car. Through your bedding area, there is a breeze you can actually get through both windows. Over here, let's talk about the bed real quick. Okay, so your bed, according to all the records and all the documents, it is a queen bed, the famous queen bed that every RVer knows all about. It is not a queen. This is a camp queen, short queen, whatever they want to call it. It is not a true queen bed. So what does that mean? All right, so that means for those of us who are 5'10" and taller, 6-footers, your feet will hang off the edge of the bed. So eventually we will actually change this up and actually get a bigger mattress, a true queen probably in here. Please note also, that's one of the greatest things we loved about this camper was that when we do go to mod this up to a bigger queen, your nightstands are already at the height that needs to be for your bed to be a little bit wider, longer, taller, whatever you need. So that's one of the really awesome benefits of this setup here is that it's going to be an easy switch out for later on. All right, so speaking of nightstands, this side over here I'm on, which is the door side, will actually be your cargo space, your one exterior cargo space. You could actually open a hole here, put a little laundry basket in it, put your sneak clothes in, and close that up. That might be a mod we do later. Just depends on how much exterior storage we're going to end up putting out there. Your wardrobe comes with a fancy mirror. Ooh. All right, then also inside here, this space actually is very large. We were actually really surprised how spacious it really was inside here. My husband can actually put his trifold camera holder actually the entire length inside this. So it's deep. It is really deep. I don't know the exact measurements, but it fits my arm. So hey, all right. So the other thing too with this, you have your wardrobe hanger. Pluses and minuses with that. Great for hanging clothing, except for they bundle and wrinkle on the bottom. People like them, people hate them. You make the judge on that. Okay, storage up here. Again, goes full depth almost. So it's a little bit narrow, your opening. It does actually have a hanging over here, so you can actually get a basket to fit in there. That's taller if you need be. But yeah, so that's your overhead storage. Undermount lighting, push button. Nothing really fancy there. Your other nightstand is your freshwater tank. So over there, it is screwed down. So if you do need to access that, you will need to have the correct screw, Phillips, whatever it is, flathead. Can't see from over here what exactly it is, and we haven't opened that bad boy up yet. So if you need to access it, it's there. The other thing to note too, as while you're nice and sleeping and camping in bed, bring electrical tape. The lights in here are great. I love having the LED lights. However, when you're sleeping in the dark, they drive you crazy. Let's talk about this little thing. It comes with USB. Great feature. It runs off your battery. Great feature. We have already covered one LED light strip. Problem is there's another light here. So in order to cover that one, I'm either going to have to cover with another electrical tape or put the USB chargers in there to block that one out. So pluses and minuses of that. Great, but not great. The other thing too in your bedroom area here real quick, comes with your fire extinguisher. Forgot that feature. Very important. You have your privacy curtain as well. Comes all the way across. I don't particularly like this because again, it's a couples camper. We're going to be in each other's space no matter what. So we may eventually take this down. Not sure what's going on with that one. So there's that. All right, so now that's pretty much the front end. We're going to have to rearrange camera because again, couples camper, really small. So we're going to swap camera views here and I'm going to walk over to the kitchen and dining area. Okay, now that we have switched camera views here, let's talk about your panel. This is going to be your control panel here. Mostly everything you're going to be using and touching and wanting to know. You're going to have your light switches, which control the interior and the exterior lights here. I play around with it. Sometimes they're reversed. And yeah, so they're different. We've learned that they're reversed for us. So what makes sense would be outside is actually inside, inside's outside. So good luck in learn that. Every camper is probably going to be different depending on which way they wired that system. You have your standard panel. I don't know what you call this thing, but you have your battery, your fresh, your black, and your gray, and your pump. Not going to turn that bad boy on right now. Your awning slide in and out. Straightforward. It does, however, whenever you know you're at your feather slink on your awning, there's a flap that will actually come down. When you see that flap come down, stop pushing the button. Pretty straightforward. Okay, also real quick, you have your CO2 and your propane gas monitor. It is actually a dual monitor. So you do not need to actually install another safety feature on that. Also, you have your smoke detector up here as well. Okay, I'm going to go over to the kitchen now and head over here. Again, couples camper. You are not going to see any fancy bells and whistles on this thing. One huge thing that they did remove, you do not have your oven. Great. Extra space for storage. We have cabinetry. Lots of storage. Your microwave. It's a standard microwave. It is not a convection microwave. Your range vent. 2-burner gas stove. It is top mounted. A lot of people like these flush mounted so that we have more counter space. That is something we may eventually upgrade to give us the extra space we need. Your sink is an under mount sink. The water spigot does not have a spray hose. Another feature too we've noticed is that after we turn on the water, it kind of still dribbles out afterwards. I'm not sure if that's common because this is all new to us on that part. We're not used to camping like this, so we're going to learn on that. Down below, you have they added drawers to this unit. Most of these small couples campers do not have drawers. You're going to have to add something to it to put your silverware in. They are handy. Thank you, Jayco, for doing that. Okay, 2 fully functioning drawers. You have your propane heater. So yes, you can technically camp in winter, but there's no underbelly underneath to keep the tanks from freezing. So you'll be doing some dry camping if you're going to be camping in winter here. Also to note, our storage underneath is huge. There is a ton of storage. I can't stress enough how they did great with this storage. So you've got plenty of space in here. The other thing too is they have actually put in here your fuse box is down there. They've kept it protected away from things because they've had issues with dogs and kids and everything kicking it and it popping open. So great job finding a great location there to hide that thing away. Refrigerator. It is electric. It is not propane. But again, huge space. Lots of space. I can camp for a long time in this thing. Great. Okay, real quick, I'm going to talk about the AC unit. It is directly above us. As you can see, I am 5'10", and I have no problems. My husband's 6 foot, walks directly underneath it, never bumps his head. So they've raised the height a little bit in this, so you have plenty of room on this unit. I would show you a little bit here, but I will note also that we got a lemon and our AC is not working, which sucks for Oklahoma 104-degree weather that we've been having. So we tried camping this past weekend and we packed up and went home because this guy stopped working. Not sure if it's just a lemon or what's going on with it, or maybe we screwed something up. I don't really know. We'll find out here soon. Okay, so moving on, because I'm done with that thing. We have our dining booth. Again, here is your Bluetooth speaker. It works great. Again, please note, it plays both indoor and outdoor when you first hook up. Don't do that. Volume down. This has been a great little storage, little hidey hole. We've actually put our little moisture protector wire in there. So it's a great little unit. Tons of space again. Also, you have a light here for your dining ambience experience. Romantic. So romantic. Your window does open and slide. And I also will note, while I'm speaking of that window opening, your window that's over your kitchen does not open. It's just a standard window, just pretty looky out, and that's what you got there. You do also have storage under both of these units. In fact, let's just pull it open real quick so we can actually see what kind of storage we have. There's that one. This does convert down to a little hidey bed, but you got to be pretty small. So if you got kids, you could probably bring this with a kid, or maybe a short mom, mother-in-law, maybe she could fit there. I'm not really quite sure. Table does come out, pops up here. It's just a hook on. Pretty standard overall here. But look at the legroom space real quick. You actually do have quite a bit of legroom, and they did a great job actually doing the wheelbarrow there. It's a lot of space. There's plenty of space here. The other thing too is it does slide a little bit. You do have room to do that. So if you do have a little bit bigger happy belly, it can be adjusted here to one side or the other. And again, you got your storage over here. Okay. Oh, real quick. TV cutout. Or not cutout. Mounting. You can put your TV here. This unit did not come with a TV by our choice. We did not, something we'd like to do. We're very picky about that kind of stuff. So that's something that's great. Have your TV antenna, your DC, also power. Air conditioning switch. If it worked, we'd be doing it right now. But it also has your heater as well. So pretty handy to have right there, all in one unit. Pretty standard as well. Okay, speakers. There's 2 speakers inside, one here and also one right about where the camera's at right now. So those are your 2 that will play outside and inside when you took on. Okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much in here. I think we're going to move on to the, oh, real quick. Again, this is where your pump is stored. So if you're going to do the antifreeze winterizing, this is what you'll need to do. You'll have to unscrew these 2 bolts and your pump and everything is stored underneath here. So that's where that unit is there. Okay, now we'll move on to the bathroom. Okay, we are now in the bathroom, and in here, there's actually quite a bit of space in here. I'm kind of standing off the side for the camera view here, but here's your fancy pooper. It's actually not that fancy. It's a plastic toilet with the flush. Nothing fancy, which is great. It still works. That's all that's important. You also have in here, and we'll get a closer view later on here of this, it's going to be your water heater, or yeah, your water heater, where your tankless water heater, where you actually push a button, it turns on and actually keeps the constant speed. So again, it takes a few seconds to run that hot water before it actually starts warming up. It's not a big deal for us, but it could be a major issue for you boondockers out there. You do have your light inside here as well. The other thing to note, you've got your fart vent. Now, this particular fart vent did not come with a fan inside of it. We've had mixed comments and reviews, and tech people tell us some people are saying it's pre-wired, you can actually get it changed out. Others are telling us no, you can't get them. 2 different techs have told us that, so they don't really know what's above here, so that'll be a surprise when it comes time to actually get that in there and put in. It will be an upgrade we will do. We will definitely be adding something here on that. Cabinet space in here, again, a ton of room. Ton of room. Way more than what we really need as a couple camping, honestly. Your sink has a mirror and comes with your towel holder. And again, nothing fancy, no fancy upgrades here for this. It's just a plastic, you hear that? It's a plastic all the way around. Again, this one's pretty nice because it is actually top mounted, so you can add a little extra weight in there if you needed to store something in there. It won't crash through like your undermount sink in the kitchen. So if you put too much weight into that. But it's plastic, so it will scratch and stain. Be cautious on that. But counter space. Again, my arm length, for example. It's tons of room. Tons of room. All right, now the other feature we loved about this camper is no tub. It is a step-in shower. It does come with the little curtain, which is fine if you like it sticking to you whenever you're showering, which is okay. But eventually we'll upgrade to the, I don't know what they're called now, but the little green, I don't know, the compact shower curtain thingy. But it's not terrible. I mean, I have showered in here, so as you can see, I'm 5'11", and I have plenty of space. My husband's 6 foot, and we'll figure that out. I'll show that later on at some point. But it does have the skylight, which is pluses and minuses. Again, if you live in a high heat community area, it produces a lot of heat. You may want to get something to install in both your fart vent and also in the sunroof here, just because it does get hot in here. Your water comes with already an auto shutoff valve, so you don't really need to upgrade to the Oxygenics or whatever it is, your power saver water. It does do that. This feature, it comes with it. It's already standard in it. The pressure on it is a little low, not bad for camp camping, so it's fine for us. Another thing too we've noticed is that they reversed the plumbing. Hot water is on the other side, cold water is on the other side. Took a little bit and few words coming out while you're standing here trying to get the hot water on. So anyway, so that's your shower here. The other thing too, it is lined all the way around with your water protection. So that is a huge improvement over some of the other models that are out there that just keep it standard with the Asdel or whatever kind of hard plastic. This is an extra step protection. Great feature. Do note that there is no sealant at the bottom rim. So I did find water actually gathered around there. That's something I will add, is some caulking around that corner seam there to keep it from doing water damage in the future. Also, when you're standing in here, it does feel a little spongy. So if you're a little heavier set or anything, you may actually feel that give a little bit more weight on that. It is something that I don't think is a concern, but it's something to note that it will feel a little weird getting into the shower step here. All right, and that's pretty much the bathroom area, which is great because right now, space-wise, both my husband and I are both in here right now. So there's plenty of room. Again, great couples camper, plenty of room, lots of storage. It had fixed the issues of being swaying behind on the 195. Highly recommend this camper. Again, this is the Jayco JayFlight 175 FQ.
Ta-da.
Again, 5'11", feet touches. I could fit in a pinch, but my husband will not fit here. 5'11" is probably your max you're gonna get on this thing. Pre-wired for solar. Also to note, while you are sleeping in here, since we've had experience actually camping in this unit, watch out for the corners. As you're getting up in the middle of the night to get out of bed, you will hit your head. So we may need to get a bumper guard here at the corner for especially my husband, because he does that a lot. Also note, the 175 only comes with 2 stabilizing jacks at the back and your front jack at the front. So you will get those bouncy little walkie walks when you do the bathroom poop scoot in the middle of the night. So be aware of that. You may want to add some additional stabilizing to this 175.
Also, the front manual jack can be upgraded to a power jack.
Yes.
Here's a short clip of underneath your single axle leaf springs. Right here's your propane line coming across here. You want to make sure you keep that from getting caught on anything, ripping out. So you might have to zip tie that up in places.
Also note real quick, do you see this little bubbling right here? Or this little thing? This is now the industry standard to have this little seam raised up. They don't do anything with it. This is the new Max roof, I believe it's called. It is new. It is fully walkable on this unit. As you can see in my shadow, I'm squatted down here, sitting up top. And so far, all the seams look pretty good. So, good deal.